Welcome to the National Agenda, your go-to political show brought to you by Core Media Studios. And on the National Agenda, we discuss pressing national issues and spark meaningful arguments from the grassroots level to national policy analysis. I am your host, Samuel Fobi Banfo. Join me as I explore the political landscape of Ghana, explaining and understanding all issues that shape the nation. Today on the show, we will be discussing three pressing issues that came up over the past week. First of all, we'll take a look at the NPP's National Delegate Conference that happened at the University of Ghana Stadium, and then move on to talk about the National Cathedral Report by Deloitte. Finally, we will be discussing the new initiative by the government, dubbed the Government Accountability Series. With me here in the studios to help me discuss these pressing issues, I have Daniel FRIMPONG, who is a former Tescon organizer and is currently serving as an executive secretary to the NPP's National Treasurer. I also have here in the studio a gentleman by name ISHMAEL ANAMOH. He's popularly known by the grassroots people as CHIFE. So CHIFE is the GIMPA TEIN president. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We're grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you for passing through.
Pleasure.
All right. So, first of all, we want to zoom straight into talking about these pressing issues. And I want us to quickly look at the NPP's National Delegate Conference. This conference happened somewhere in last weekend, and we saw over 5,600 delegates from across 16 regions all over Ghana converge at the University of Ghana Stadium. And the vision or the aim for this conference was rebuilding together with our values. Rebuilding together with our values. And I'm sure, or I believe that it is as a result, this is coming up as a result of the fact that the NPP suffered, I don't know how to put it, a huge defeat in the 2024 elections. Before we even start, I would want to go straight to you, Danny. There's been so many critics coming up that the overemphasis on the term rebuilding together with our values is just a euphemism, it's just a cliche to cover up allowing your party to solve all the divisions that exist. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, I'll extend my greetings to my boss, who is the National Treasurer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Charles Dwamena, Dr. China for short, and to your cherished listeners this afternoon. The critics are not wrong because every political party is not immune to internal challenges, and the NPP is not exception. So the theme of rebuilding together with our values means that looking at the 2024 defeat that we suffered, the party has to reflect, review, and realign going into the next election, which is the 2028
election. Yeah.
So it's not just a sloganeering theme, it's just a slogan that we are just rebuilding together with our values. No. It is something that we have to realign and reflect on the defeat we went through, and going forward, how we can organize ourselves, come together, the unity that we need in a party going into the 2028 election. So I think the critics are right to some extent, but it's not just that it is a slogan that we just put in there as rebuilding together.
That is well understood. So are you agreeing with the critics that there is the existence of division internally in the party?
That's why I first said no political party is immune to internal challenges. And it's one of the challenges that we faced, because you can recall that Mr. Alan Chamantin was NPP member. And along the line, he said he was going to independent.
Okay.
So he went and formed his own political party, which was a Afrafranto political party.
Yeah.
You see, so, and a lot of people too followed him. A lot of party people also followed him. Yabuabia Samoa and Co. all of them followed him. So you can't say that it didn't have any effect on NPP.
It did.
It has.
But hold on. Would you affiliate or attribute this division? I mean, Alan leaving the party to the party leadership's inability to manage the affairs of the party properly?
Not entirely, because I feel that there wasn't a proper way of addressing some of these issues. That is to my opinion.
Okay.
Because I feel that in a political party or any group or organization, you cannot satisfy everyone's interests. So when you do something and someone feels that you are doing it to dissatisfy him of his interests, as a leader, it is incumbent on you to make sure you work together and bring those people on board. Let them understand why you took certain decisions. You can't entirely ignore them, thinking that when they leave, that's all. And you can
on that same trajectory, before the elections, we heard that the Honorable Ken Japan also wanted to leave the party. Are we also asserting that it was also on that same trajectory that he was about to leave? If it is so, what did the party do to keep Honorable Ken that it could not do to keep Alan?
I think it was Honorable Ken's decision to stay in the party.
Okay.
And Alan also had his decision to also leave the party. I would say that the flag bearership election we went into before the 2024 election, that is where we realized most of the party people were not happy with the way things went. Honorable Kennedy Japan, a live show or a live video, said he will give the president and the vice president a showdown. I think he didn't just say it because he said it because of some of the things that he felt was happening to his agent in some of the polling centers. Okay. So I think, as I said earlier, in organization or as a political party, whatever you do will be in advantage of some people, whilst it will also have a disadvantage on other people. So when you're a leader, you have to assess these two. Those that were disadvantaged, how do you bring them to the table? Let them understand how things went that way. You don't have to ignore them.
Okay.
You understand? So I think that was the issue. But for decision of leaving the party, Honorable Kennedy Japan's decision was not to leave the party.
Okay.
After the election, I think the first public speaking, he made mention that the grassroots has spoken and he accepted the verdict of the grassroots. So I think
on that same grounds of accepting the verdict of the grassroots, critics believe that your party, the party, has not given room for the grassroots to spell out their views and opinions. I understand that during the conference, there were over 50 motions that were set
56.
for 56, right? Good. Were set for the delegates to vote on its acceptance. But the problem is, why now and not then? Are you asserting to the fact that the grassroots was not heard? Or yes.
So we went into this conference with proposals, which came out of the election defeats that we experienced during the 2024 election. And you recall that after the election, a committee was established, the Makokwe Committee report. So the proposal, some of the proposals from the committee was that we should do an expansion of the delegates system. We should do an expansion to include more people. Because the previous one, they feel that it was just geared towards limited people in the party. So they should do expansion. So I think all this, when we went to the stadium, everything, all the proposals that came out from the Makokwe Committee report and also the Constitutional Review Committee, when it was established, the proposal people brought forth. The National Council met, deliberated on it, and accepted the ones that they feel it will help the party. And going into the conference, the conference is the highest decision-making body of the party. So when we meet and conference accepts it, that is the final. Then we make sure that it is included in our constitution. So it wasn't just a conference that we just went. And I want to let you know that the conference is something that we've been doing every year. Whether we are in power or we are in opposition. It's not something that because we suffered the defeat and we are doing it. It is something that every year we've been doing it. So every year we have to go back to the round table, assess the party. What is wrong? What can we amend? What can we do to help the party? So it is something that we do every year, not just because we suffered the defeat and that we went to this conference.
So on that yearly organized conference note, I would want you to pause. Then I go all the way to CHIFE. That is how the grassroots popularly, refer to him as. So, sir, quickly, let's look at what opportunities the NDC is seeing in the issue of unity and division in the NPP, and how you intend to even capitalize on that moving forward.
Thank you so much for the opportunity offered. I would like to thank the numerous youth across the country that have supported His Excellency John Dramani Mahama all this while.
Okay.
And would like to thank the staff of Office of the President for keeping faith to him. I also want to use this opportunity to thank my able commander, Emos Abuse, and then our regional TEIN coordinator, Abu Mohammed, for their mentorship and then opportunity to serve. Coming to your question, I think that there's a lot that the NDC is learning and will continue to learn from the mistakes of opponents. And then I will say that the NPP have refused to listen to the grassroots, being the youth. If you recall, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama lost the election to Nana Akufo-Addo in that was the last elections. He went around the whole country trying to understand what was the cost. Because our main reason from the Kosiboche report was that there was apathy in voting. The youth were not happy with the party. And for that matter, he took the opportunity to understand each and every organization, be the youth under the party.
Okay.
And then he was able to come up with a policy to unite the party around the youth. But the NPP has always failed to do that. Why? Because the NPP feels that it is only who but not by your ability or whatever you have worked for. If you look critically at their conference that took place last week at the stadium, you realize that a lot of people were, upset. Mentioning Kennedy Japan that you've just mentioned, a few of them were upset.
But
why?
We sorry to cut. I think later in videos we saw the Honorable Kennedy Japan walk in with his entourage.
Yeah.
I think there was a bit of an agitation, but then he was available. But if you say he was absent, what are you trying to say? What do you mean by that?
No, what I mean his absence is that the kind of things that were done to sideline him and give Bawumia the opportunity.
So you believe Kennedy Japan was sidelined before coming into the
he said it himself.
Election.
He said it himself. It's not what I believe. He said it himself, and I'm speaking on what he himself said. It was a deliberate attempt to sideline him and his supporters and give Bawumia the opportunity to excel himself. We saw it. You understand? And that's why we are saying that if you are rebuilding a party, you rebuild the party from the base. You don't rebuild the party from the top. You cannot build a structure starting from the roof. You can't put up a roof, when you don't even know how the structure is going to be. And that is what the NPP have failed to understand. By organizing the party from the base. Okay? if what I hear is actually going to be true, that they are going to have their presidential candidate elect even before they have their constituency elections and executive election, how can you rebuild from that?
Well, others are of the school of thought that it is also good to have a strong leader, and once there's a strong leader, you find someone to lead the conversation on listening to the voice of the youth.
Look, listen, a good leader should be able to bring on board whether you are supporting him or you are not supporting him. That's what makes you a good leader. We cannot all be on one side. Are you getting what I'm saying? As we sit here right now, if we are to go into a project and you being the leader, I'll bring my ideas, he will bring his ideas. It is up to you, the leader, to weigh the two ideas. And even if my ideas are not good, it is up to you to the way you would talk to me, will give me the assurance that, oh yes, my ideas are good, but it is not needed at this point of time. That is what the good leaders are. But the NPP and its leadership have failed to do that. And that is why they find themselves where they are now.
Failed, I would appreciate if you can point it out, one after the other, some of the things that happen that you are basing on to say they have failed, so that we can all appreciate the dynamics.
Some of the things that I'm telling you is them saying they want to have their presidential candidate elect before the constituency and the other elections.
Is it the first of its kind? Let me find out. Is this the first of its kind we have seen any political party do?
As far as I'm concerned, I stand to be corrected. As far as I'm concerned, that is the first time I'm seeing such a thing happening. Party is always organized from the base. Okay, so you have people, because look, you can have me not supporting you, but you can have me controlling a whole region that believes in me, that believes in my idea. I can have my brother here that is not supporting your idea, but controls a whole region. So what happens if you become the leader and now we are not going to elect the regional leaders, and your influence happens to get me out? What happens to the, let's say, the 60% of supporters that are behind me? What do you think they will do? They will feel that they have been left out. And that is what I'm saying, that as a leader, it should have started from the grassroots. Then it is up to you to bring them together and form a formidable team. But, well, thanks to God, they are not doing that. And we will teach them. We will teach them how parties organize.
Well, he just mentioned that there were a number of constitutional amendments, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is why. It's because of these assertions that they have decided to even amend some of their constitution to give room for the grassroots and everybody to come on board. Unless that is not the case, what do you have to say about his assertions?
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to respond to some of the issues that he has raised. The first thing he said was the NPP refused to listen to the youth. I think that is not entirely the case. We have some of the youth who benefited from the previous government. But, as he himself said, every party, when you go through elections and after the election, you can't just sit down. Any serious politician will do a research after election, whether he wins or loses, to know his strength, the weaknesses, and build upon it. So NPP, after going through this defeat of 2024, he said, okay, let's sit down, assess what went wrong, what we can improve upon. So going forward.
Sorry to cut. On what went wrong, can you just open it up for us? Because you have sat down, you have discussed some of the issues. You know what went wrong. Can we know them?
So, as I said earlier, I've mentioned some of these things that went wrong earlier. That's after the Prof. Michael Quay report. You will see some of the issues that people raised, though the report is not public. But when they were going on a thank you tour, you saw some of the issues being raised on the grounds when they had the opportunity to talk. So they raised some of these issues of why we lost the 2024 election. So it is upon that the party decided to do a reforms in some of our constitutions so that we bring a lot of people on board. Because some of the issues that was raised is that a little people have the opportunity to go and elect the flag bearer. So we should open the system up for more people to come on board. It was the concern of the party people and the concern of Ghanaian people. So it was one of the signals Ghanaians sent to us as a result of the defeat we suffered, that going forward, we should include more people in our delegate election system and the decision-making body. And that is what we just did. So, and the other thing he mentioned was that we gave Bawumia opportunity over Kennedy Japan. You know, we are going into a contest. And
Obo, I didn't mention that.
Let
him get
right. No, you said we gave Bawumia.
I think he's just trying to paraphrase.
But that's a statement from Kennedy's camp.
No, you said
it's not me.
Okay, you said Kennedy's camp said.
So we saw in videos.
No, I said
yes.
Okay.
There were videos.
It's on record.
Yes, where the Honorable Ken
was agitating.
Exactly.
Was it Honorable Ken himself or the spokesperson Kwasi Kwarteng?
He himself.
What I heard, what I've seen and I've watched, it was Kwasi Kwarteng, the spokesperson for Honorable Kennedy.
And then if it's the spokesperson, then it's him.
So I want to clarify that.
That's fine. Go ahead.
The issue is that I mentioned earlier that in every political setting, your decisions and your actions will always favor one side and disadvantage the other. So when we went to the national conference, national delegate conference, we have our former president, John Ajay-Kunkufo, who is not currently in the country. We have our former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is currently not in the country. So going into the conference, Bawumia was the only former leader that we had. He was the former vice president. So he was the only leader we had. Though I have my own principle on the opportunity they gave him. I have my own stance on that. But
so
as a party, the party leadership has come out to clarify the reason why they gave him that opportunity. So I cannot sit here and defy the party orders by saying that the party was wrong. And the justification they give, I don't see anything wrong with that. Because currently he is the former leader, party leader we have in the country. So it was right to give him the opportunity to speak. So I don't see where
you see, Obo, we said that if you have a bad son at home, you learn how to trim that child. Okay. And I'm not saying Kennedy is a bad son, okay? But you look at the way the man approached issues. You should learn how to absorb him. And the party looks like they have always lost control of Kennedy. You see, when he lost the election to Bawumia, he came up with so many things. If you remember in some of the videos, he said that NPP lost the election in 2022.
Exactly.
Not even that day. That was why he came out to say that. Why? Why would such a figure come out to say these things? You understand? Yes, and in his response, he attests to the fact that some of the youths enjoyed in the party. Yes, all said and done. Definitely, there will be some who enjoy in the party. But ask yourself, how many percent of the youth did enjoy it? If that percentage of the youth was significant enough, it would have reflected in the vote. Because we all heard them. They said it, that, that our people did not come out to vote. Just like we said, when we lost the election, we said there was apartheid in Volta region. They didn't come out to vote. And for that matter, we did our work very well. You understand? And that is the songs that they are singing, that their people didn't come out to vote. Because we won some seats in Kumasi, which
originally it's not expected of the NDC to win.
You understand? But we want those seats clear. And I mean, the victory shows in Parliament. It shows how, how the youth has accepted our message. You understand? How the youth of Ghana have accepted the NDC, that the NDC is a party that thinks about the youth. That is a party that organizes things from the roots, but not just to hold it upward. Let me ask you, I still want to emphasize on this thing. You see, what will happen? What will happen is that those people who actually voted Kennedy, during the election time. Those people who actually voted Kennedy during the election time. They're the same executive that are still in post. Are you getting it?
Okay.
They're the same executive that are still in post. So what is happening is that who doesn't have a vote during the presidential delegates, who will not be able to vote, but I can only vote for a constituency organizer. Or a constituency chairman who has a vote to vote. And through that reform, I'll be able to tell the constituency organizer who I'm voting for that I'm voting for you because I want you to put forth a very solid candidate for the party that can compete with NDC. But here's the case that we are putting the same card ahead. A card that we are familiar with. So, I mean, a terrain that we can always dribble in.
I can see that you want to respond to it. Go ahead.
One thing I want to make clear to my brother is that, my position as the executive secretary to the national treasurer, he's a national officer. So he is neutral when it comes to the election of flag bearer issues. So whatever I say here, people can read meaning to him, whatever he does. So that is why I'm being measured in some of the things I am saying here. But me, on personal terms, I know that Honorable Kennedy Japan is someone who is a grassroots person. What he was saying, the current register that we have, it's not a register that is in favor of Bawumia. I can say it on authority.
How do you prove that?
If you are doing an analysis, the former register we used for the voting, we had MMDCs, we have CEOs, we have
constituency
executive, government appointees, we had ambassadors taking part of the election. But this time around, it's not like that. Second, when you look at the dynamics, whenever I'm doing analysis with people, I tell them that this election is very crucial because when you underestimate Kennedy Japan, you make a mistake. Let me tell you, Dr. Brian Achampong was part of Bawumia's team going into 2024 election. He supported Bawumia. Now he himself is going to contest. So it means that the people who supported Bawumia, who are Brian Achampong's people, it's no more going to support Bawumia. They will support Brian Achampong. Wow. And we know Brian Achampong controls the eastern region. So it is even a threat to Dr. Bawumia. Look at Dr. Yawose Edichun. He was with Dr. Bawumia. He and his Bosomtwi people, they all came for Dr. Bawumia. So now, if he is going to contest, it means all Bosomtwi people and the people he brought from Ashanti region to Bawumia is gone.
I disagree with you.
I'm coming.
I'm not cutting you.
No,
but
relax.
Relax.
Let me finish my analysis. Let me finish my analysis. You understand?
Go ahead.
What I am saying, anyone who is listening to me this afternoon will attest to the fact that those things contribute when it comes to electing people. Because if I am supporting you right now, I have 5 people with me that we are supporting you. And I said today, I am going separately from you. The people I brought on board for you automatically are going to follow me. That is why when I was speaking earlier, I said that Alan Tremantin, when he left the party, had a number of people with him that he went with. And on radio, we saw those people speaking against NPP. So it will have effects on you. You can't say that all those people going doesn't have anything against
I can see you have a different opinion.
You see, I have a, so you see why I'm saying that what he's saying is not new to us. It's a card that we know it already. And Nanado played that card. So you remember the Legon Congress? You remember it?
Yeah.
How many people did we have there? Michael Nkwe and all those people, including Osafo Mafo and the rest. What happened? The runoff between Nanado and then Alan Chama. What happened? Where do those people go? Oh, they were back. I'm coming. They were back Nanado. It was a political strategy. I'm coming. It was a political strategy, knowing very well that if they had allowed Nanado and Alan to go head to head from the one, Alan would have won Nanado. But you see, there's something in politics. If you are not going, your supporters, sometimes it's difficult to control them, all of them where to go.
Okay.
But you see, when you pull your head, okay, and you tell them, oh, okay, I have this offer from this candidate that we should support him, and that this is what is on the table for us. All of us will go to that line because we know that this is what is being offered our leader. And for that matter, if that candidate wins, we are rest assured that we are getting it. You understand? In which Alan didn't get his card well. And the same thing that they are going to play, the same card they are going to play, has Brian Achampong come out publicly to declare his interest?
He has. No, Achampong has made public statement that he is contesting.
No. I haven't heard any.
You haven't heard. I am part of the party.
There are rumors. There are rumors. You understand? And sometimes, it's not rumor. Sometimes they can be. I mean, there's no rumor without any.
I want to say this categorically that Brian Achampong has made public announcement that he is contesting. Dr. Yawoseye Duchum has made public announcement that he is contesting.
Even people do. Even people do.
Even you saw that after the February election,
and I'm telling
he was following Bawumia all over the country.
Yes, and
now he said I know his office. I can take you to his office now.
Yes, and I'm saying that's the card they are playing.
No, see.
Well, for the sake of time, we may have to move on to the other issues at hand. We'll definitely come back to this issue on another day, and then we'll peruse it properly.
Sure.
But this is my last question on this topic to you all. Would you say that the Congress, on the basis of leadership and transparency, would you say to all of you, do you think that the Congress adequately resolved the conference?
Yes.
So there's a Congress and there's a conference.
Yes.
Pardon me. Would you say that the conference actually gave solutions to the issue of leadership, transparency, and accountability?
Yes. When you ask me, I will say it gave solution because the proposal that were sent to conference did not come in a vacuum. It was out of a report from the committee that all the party people went to meet to either accept or reject. You will recall that on the Saturday, 2 proposals were rejected, which one of them was the youth, anyone contesting for the youth position must be at the age of 35. And then you said, no, you will not agree to that. Already it is 40. So it should be the same 40. We will not accept the new amendment that it should be 35. And they rejected it.
Don't you think that is how do you put it, stereotyping? That is discrimination, because age is just probably the number, like people say.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm 40 or I'm 35 does not mean I don't have the ability to lead the
So
youth.
that is why.
What if I am the one that carries
So
the
that is why they
so?
rejected it. That anybody who is at the age of 40 can contest. It doesn't matter the age. If I am 40 years, I can contest. If I am 35 years, I can contest.
Okay.
So the proposal already, it was 40 at the age of 40, and from 15 to 40. That contest the youth organizer. But this time around, when we went to the stadium, they went with a proposal that they are bringing the age bracket from 40 to 35. And they rejected it. That no. Age shouldn't matter here. When you are 40, you can still contest.
So what it means is
for
that
the
now
youth.
from 15 to 40.
40, you are eligible to contest.
All right.
You see, it is something that was, and we had 56 proposals. Why do you think those who went for the conference, they are not in depth enough to know that what was proposed is going to help the party, they accepted it. Those that will not help the party, they rejected it.
Let me quickly take your comment on that.
Phoebe.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's
Phoebe.
fine, sir.
I would say that the results will soon be out.
Still show.
Yes, we show. And if you say, our people will say, if your mother is dead, and you say that, oh, my mom is sleeping, it is you that hungry will catch. You understand? When you feel hungry and you don't have anybody to give you food, that's where you begin to tell the truth that, oh, indeed, my mother is dead, oh, so help me to feed myself. But you see, with this proposal he's talking about, let's be honest with ourselves. Who are the youths in the party? When it comes to NDC, when we talk about the youth, TEIN is a strong.
We have Tescon.
I'm coming. That's what I'm saying. That when you come to NDC, TEIN is a strong arm of the youth. Okay. When you go to NPP, Tescon is a very strong
arm in NPP.
in NPP. So do you want to tell me that if this question had gone to Tescon, they would have approved it?
But we had Tescon reps there.
We
had Tescon reps who were part of the
How many of them? How many of them?
Every Tescon president was a rep at the Tescon.
Yes.
To make his
If you say every Tescon president was a member, okay, just oppose it to the number of other delegates that came there in every region. Let's say even in Accra here, in this constituency, this Ayawaso West Ogun constituency, how many schools do we have here?
Oh, we have a number of public universities.
Universities, right? Okay, let's say almost all the universities are situated in this constituency. But so if we have, let's say, if we can count, let's say at most 10, right? So we are talking about 10 Tescon presidents, right? Go to Dwamena. How many institutions do you have there?
Is there a Tescon over there?
Is there a Tescon over there? No. I'm coming. Go to Ododi Odio. Go to Ghana East. Go to the others. How many institutions do we have there that you have Tescon leaders coming from there? But in those constituencies, we have representatives coming from there.
So it's
you understand? And those representatives that are coming from there, they are of that age, 40 and above, and they feel that it suits them, because if I am a constituency youth organizer that I am, say, 50 years or even 45 years, and I vote against such a referendum when I'm interested in going for the national youth organization position, do you think it will?
Yes, it's not part
of it. Do you think it will favor me? So I think the best place that question should have been put is on the youth platform. To know from them whether...
I'm coming. I think that is why they invited the leaders of the various youth wings at the Congress.
That is it. So was it a unanimous decision?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
it's not a unanimous decision.
I'm coming.
That is fair. That should tell you that a few people...
Let me tell you something. When they put forth the question at first, the moderator, who by discretion of yes or no, first said that the yes have it, that the age should be brought to from 40 to 35. And you could see the agitation. People were throwing water to the stadium that the decision is no. So he had to, I'm coming. So he had to put the question again. And I'm telling you that when you go to every constituency, we have youth organizer, we have deputy youth organizers there. We have all Tescon president across the country, over 300 plus Tescon president who were at the stadium. I am telling you, it was a unanimous decision that we are accepting the age bracket.
It was a secret ballot.
So, for the sake of time, we would have to move on to the next issue.
Okay.
So we appreciate that. It's clear that it was a unanimous decision. He believes otherwise.
Yeah, it was.
On the same grounds of accountability, I want us to quickly delve into the National Cathedral and its matters arising. We saw...
Why do you want to swim?
Certainly not. I'm not even good at swimming.
Maybe you are planning on going to fish farming.
Really? Well, you will have to explain to me why you're making that assertion, actually. I think we saw the Deloitte report that spells out clearly the financial irregularities and the procurement breaches that came up. We know that the project has cost the state over $97 million as compared to the initial stated $58 million on the budget. And there is no fiscal structure even available to show. I would want us to quickly look at that. And this time around, I'm coming to you, Chife. It looks like you're already poised for action. I'm coming to you so that you just help me out on some of the things that some critics have come up with. Does the NDC believe that the report from Deloitte is a true reflection of mismanagement on the side of the past government?
I will tell you that these are one of the numerous reasons why the Ghanaian people voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And this shows clearly the mismanagement of the previous administration led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo with his able fugitive Ken Ofori-Atta.
If you say fugitive, I mean, what do you mean by that?
I mean, the OSP has declared him as a fugitive.
Okay.
You know, so it's not my words. It's a words from the OSP. You see, I mean, you yourself, you agree with me that what, has been done there, it's uncalled for a country like Ghana, who still go out to borrow money to come and develop the nation. A country like Ghana who has children that are still lying on their stomach to write. A country like Ghana who still have villages that has no potable drinking water. A country like Ghana that is struggling to fight galamsey was sinking over $90 million. It's not. We are not talking about CDCO. We are talking about dollars, money that I have not seen before. I'm just hearing it. I don't believe that you yourself, your generation have seen that money before. Have sink into a normal hole. And you expect that, Ghanaians should just relax and leave it. Look, it is time that people must be held accountable for whatever that they have done against this nation. Be it prophets, be it pastors, be it malams, be it fetish praise, whatever that you are. It is time that you face, whatever ill that you have done against
Chife,
people have done against the country.
On the grounds of people paying for whatever crimes they have committed, causing financial loss to the state, we know that the NDC set up the Operation Recover or Loot. Oral.
Yeah.
We heard so much about it. We were thinking that by now, people should be behind bars. What has happened to it? Because we're expecting to see them in this situation.
You see, you and I, sometimes we believe that investigation is just an easy job. Sometimes, you see that sometimes when you take somebody to court, the court will tell you that you've seen somebody stealing daylight, but the law will tell you that wait until he's proven guilty. Meanwhile, we all know that, he stole this water. Everybody saw him. But you need to take the person to court to prove beyond doubt that, yes, this person stole this thing.
But on the same on the same grounds of proving beyond reasonable doubt that the person is guilty, if you have not found anything, you can then not be able to say the person is a criminal. So are we saying that as at now, we have not been able to juxtapose or find out any evidence that even makes it obvious that
but
the so-called people we are highlighting the oral braha.
We all saw Oral handing over his investigation reports on the cathedral to the Attorney General. As we speak right now, the Attorney General is studying the case and will come out with the adequate charges against whoever that is involved.
When is this expected to last? Because according to the report, according to the report, we have other things that were stated clearly that the Attorney General should be acting on by now, if it is really the case. For instance, it is written somewhere that about $24,498 was spent on personal items like engraved marks and laptops for a consultant. $24,000. And it is so evident over there, and the AG cannot prosecute anybody. What is really the cost?
You see, these are findings from ORA. You understand? And as I said, it is up to the Attorney General to also cross-check from the other side whether indeed this money was paid to you, whether you have receipts, you have invoices that is corresponding the payment that you have received, and for that matter, works on that has been delivered. You understand? So these are a process that needs to take. Ghanaians will just have to be a little bit patient with the Attorney General. Attorney General is coming to address the media next week. And these are some of the
on the accountability series.
Yes. Okay. And these are some of the issues that he will be addressing. You understand? I don't want to take words out of his mouth. Definitely he knows what is good for the nation, and I can assure you that look, it will not go to waste. People will be held responsible for whatever that they have done. We can't have that hole there just like that for $50 to $90 million and for nothing.
We are even hearing that now even the NDC is thinking of converting that place to a tourist attraction or whatever?
No, as we speak right now, these are all speculations from people.
Okay.
His Excellency, the President, has not come up with whatever to do with it. Okay. It is only when a concrete report, and the Attorney General advised the President that, for now, this is the conclusion that I have come up with. And on that note, that the President may, suggest that, or maybe order that it should be used for A or it should be used for B. The President can even decide, okay, he still wants to build it for his old friend, the short man, memory. He can decide that he wants to use it for something else. But, I can assure you that whatever that piece of land will be used for, it will be, to the benefit of the general public, the citizens.
So on that note, Danny, quickly, I'm tempted to find out from you. It was evident that a lot of Ghanaians voted out the NPP because of some of these issues. Is it that you are set to the fact that, yes, it was as a result of mismanagement, like I asked him, or something really transpired? If that is the case, is the party making efforts to regain public trust on some of these issues, and how are they even going to do it?
Okay, thank you. I think when it comes to the National Cathedral issue, I'm a bit measured because it involves men of God who were on the board. So even the Bible says that, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. So if you want to say something about a man of God, you must have your facts. But that's what I'm coming. Okay. So I'm driving us somewhere.
Go ahead.
So when you want to say anything in that cathedral issue, you must first of all know that whoever you are saying whatever against, you have your fact that indeed the person committed that crime. First, Deloitte conducted a research on the National Cathedral was not out of a blue moon. It was the board that requested.
Which of the boards?
The National Cathedral Board.
National Cathedral Board.
By
the previous administration.
Yes.
No, okay.
It started way back 2020.
Okay.
So let's not make it seem like it is NDC who has come to done audit on it. So do you think that if the Deloitte audit report that came out made mention that these people committed this crime, they embezzled this fund, NDC, the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dwamena Mahama, will also ask the Auditor General to also go and audit? Do you think so? So let me tell you, the Deloitte audit report, the audit itself was requested by the board that they should come and do that audit. And what was the audit about? They asked them to come and do financial reports on the National Cathedral.
So if that's the case, how is it that this report came up and your party or the then government did not respond to it until you left the scene that we are hearing of all these underpinnings?
Okay. So the report was an ongoing audit
report. So it was still in the process?
Yes, because they did a report of 2020, which the response of the report was a true and fair reflection of National Cathedral, and there was nothing wrong with it. I will ask my brother to go and read the audit report. When you look at the Deloitte report, 2021, it was a true and fair financial
response. Are you saying
response.
That the one after 2021?
I'm coming. So the one after which is 2021, 2022, and 2023, Deloitte said, okay, when we're doing the audits, we saw that, let's take for instance, this is your studio. It's an organization, which is a private. Let me put it on records. That National Cathedral is a private entity, not government entity.
So it wasn't operating under
when you look at
the
the act of National Cathedral, it is limited by guarantee. And in this country, any entity that is limited by guarantee is a private entity. It's not government. So that is the act of National Cathedral.
So how come government support was going to it? If what you are saying is anything to go by, look, as we sit here, if government put in an investment here.
See, what we are discussing here, it's about, that is why I said I'm very measured when it comes to National Cathedral. It's about legal issues. The act that established the National Cathedral is limited by guarantee. And in this country, by law, any institution that is limited by guarantee is a private entity. You can go and do your checks.
But you see, my worry is this.
Do you understand? You know that every company, every private company in this country, at the end of every year, will submit its financial report.
Yes, that's so. You know, I also want to drive at something.
Let me land. Don't hide behind that. You will get what I am saying. So when you look at the 2021, 2022, 2023, Deloitte said that they find out that in the administration of the National Cathedral and the activities, there are some of the issues are like this: your studio, you went to buy this camera. There's evidence that you bought the camera, but you don't have receipt to that effect. So they said until they have documents to those issues, they cannot speak to it. So when you look at the report, 2021, 2022, and 2020, they issue a disclaimer of response to that because they say until they have that document, then they can have a true and fair response to. But those three, how you spend? So at the end of the day, National Cathedral, the Deloitte report did not find anyone guilty that this person or this person has embezzled fund.
But you see, just
that was it. And that is
just like you're saying. It's obvious that a lot of purchases, a lot of things happen without fiscal receipt to account for it. Those are all part of misappropriation of funds, financial irregularities. And then again, on the part where we agree that it is a private entity that is operating, they have been tasked to do what? Embark on a project that is of national interest. So it is expected that the incumbent government would what? Would perform some supervisory role or control over it. So how come?
So when the president directed the Auditor General to go into it and audit it, the president is right because at the end of the day, government funds has been used in the building of the National Cathedral. I'm coming. So you don't have to lose sight of the fact that there can be a private entity that government funds will go in.
So let me give you one, like a PPP.
That is it. Let me give you one classical example. When you look at the University of Ghana Medical Center, it was the university project, but because the loan they were going for was coming from outside, any entity in Ghana by law cannot go for a loan outside. It has to pass through government. So it was Professor Dwamena era that he went for that loan for University of Ghana to build that school. That is why President Mahama want to hand over the University of Ghana Hospital to Delegates. You understand? So automatically, government funds have gone into the National Cathedral.
I'm coming.
So the auditor is going to audit the National Cathedral funds based on the government money that he has spent in it. So when the Auditor General, what he's going to do is that the audit that he will do, he will only focus on the government funds that has gone into the National Cathedral project. How they were used, was there any misappropriation of funds? That is what the Auditor General will focus on. Mind you, the National Cathedral, other funds from other sources came into the National Cathedral. You understand? So government is only focusing on the money that was removed from government coffers into the National Cathedral and make sure that it was used for the rightful purpose.
Okay, so wait, on that same trajectory, based on the analysis you are giving me, does it mean, or I want to put it that it presupposes that if the National Cathedral had been completed, eventually you will hand it over to private individuals? Because based on your own analysis,
it will be based on the government discretion of what.
If it's a private owned decision, what does government come in to do again?
I'm coming. See,
please make your point.
We've had government entities that has been managed by private in this country. So you cannot entirely say that if government finishes and he decides to hand it over to a private entity to manage it, it is wrong. You understand? So at the end of the day, it will be the discretion of the government as to how, because National Cathedral was going to be used for multiple purposes. Not only that. Mr. Phobia, let me tell you, I have my own principle when it comes to the National Cathedral. That is why I was telling you, even when we were having conversation back, I told him, on principle, me, I don't support the building of National Cathedral. I'm NPP person, but I will tell you, because I feel that as a country, we have even failed to provide basic necessity for our people. So if you build a National Cathedral and I don't have food to eat to get the strength to come and worship, what is the essence of National Cathedral? So I believe that when you have been able to make sure that your people are okay, they have job to do, that is when
you go ahead.
Go ahead to. So I have my personal principle on that. But the way we have demonized people on this National Cathedral, I'm a Church of Pentecost member. My former chairman, Apostle Onyina, we know how people went against him, chastised him. Yeah. If he was walking and anybody used something to hit his head and killed him, now look at the report. The report is not saying that Opoko Onyina took 1 CD from National Cathedral and spent it on his family. But you see, there were people, man of God that we chastised on this National Cathedral.
Let's be honest with ourselves on this National Cathedral issue. You see, anytime the NPP stands to defend the National Cathedral issue, they end up exposing themselves more than doing good to themselves.
How?
You see, is it that in your presentation you said that it's a private institution and government has no...
I said by act. The act that established the National Cathedral, it's law.
Danny, please, let's give him to Chief to make...
You said all those things and you end up saying that government fund has gone into real...
Yeah.
But the question is that if we say something is total private, nobody has hand in it. It's at the expense of the private individual. But here is the case that the National Cathedral is not of that project that you think that it should be solely a private entity. And for that matter, government has no say into it.
I'm not saying government has no say in it.
Spent money.
No, Mr. Fobi, let me correct you. I didn't say government has no say in it.
I think that I agree with him because he made mention of the fact that it could be a private entity and then controlled by government.
It could, meaning that he's not sure. It could.
No, it's not. I'm not sure. I'm saying that.
In my submission, I never pinpoint anybody. You see, in my submission, my earlier submission.
Then I'll come back to you.
In my earlier submission, I never made mention of any name. I only said that anybody that is found culpable, be he or she a pastor, an imam, a native doctor, should face the law. That was what I said. But you see, to what he's saying, in this country, it looks as if people always hide behind that quotation that thou shalt not touch my anointed, touch not my anointed. But do them no harm. It's like people are always hiding behind that quotation.
The research did not state that.
I'm trying to do whatever they want. One of them is
embezzle the fund.
No.
You cannot equalize Agrada issue.
I'm just telling you.
You cannot equalize Agrada issue to that of National Cathedral.
I'm just telling you what so-called prophets in this country. Sometimes what they hide behind the Constitution to say.
So what I am saying is that.
Hold on, I want to make a point. Even with the
before you make your point, if I may ask you before you make your point, why did Howard Mills resign from the board?
Even though we have some religious leaders who were part. We also saw religious leaders back off.
Yes,
I'm sure
because what was going on there
for backing off.
What was going on there was not the best for the country, and they said it. So in their resignation, they said it. And Howard Mills said it. What was going on there? He didn't like it.
Can we do it one after that?
Isudanaba said it. That what was going on there, they were not pleasant with what was going there. As men of God, it is not right for them to, assuage themselves with what was going on in the board. And for that matter, they resigned. Did we, as a country, led by Nanado, sat back and said, these people are highly respected people. For these people to be saying this thing, look, pause, everybody, let's hold on. Let me get a private auditor to go into there and find out what are the reasons, whether they were valid or not. But they continue to dig.
So, Chief A, let me tell you, some of those men of God who left the National Cathedral issue left after they realized that government money has gone into the project, of which at first they were made to believe it was a private project. So
living on that trajectory, then you confirm to that session that
I am coming that they did not leave because anybody has embezzled fund.
So you understand?
Because they believe that on principle, they felt it was a private something that government wants to do will not go inside. So when people started raising the issue that the amount of government money that has went into the project, then they realized that no, if government money has went into it, at the end of the day, the people will come after us.
Okay.
So some of them decided to withdraw.
Just a minute. Can we define what is the purpose of a board? The purpose for a board is to direct, the administration as to how the administration should run.
Okay.
So if a board find out that the way a manner that the administration is going, so it is up to the board to call the administration.
So why didn't the whole?
Why would they resign? Because the administrator has more powerful links than the board itself. And that was why the board.
That is.
Can you confirm your assertion?
That is it. That is a serious statement you are making.
What I mean is that
let's give him room to.
What I mean is that the administrators of the cathedral had their instructions above from the Flagstaff House, from Nanado.
You don't have any evidence to that effect.
That is the only way. That is the only way they could ignore the directions from the board.
These are some of
what was given the board was that it was going to be private funds that were going to be used for the project. So if government fund is coming in, they need the approval of the board in order to assess any other fund that was not originally on it. So why should other fund find its way? Not just any other fund, but government fund.
So that's fine. Point well made.
You see,
wrap up and let's move to the next one.
We shouldn't just make statements for the benefit of whatever argument we are making.
No.
That is why
all the statements I've made, I've given proof to it.
When you say that the directions were coming
up.
straight from Flagstaff House, from Akufo-Addo as to what they should do, no. You are not being fair. You don't have any evidence to that effect.
Hey, Nanabi.
No. You don't have any evidence.
You have just. You
don't have any evidence to that effect. We should be measured. When I'm saying something about the current president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I am measured because I should say something that I have evidence to whatever I am saying. I cannot sit on national platform and say that, accuse people. That is what they've been doing. You send people to court of public, the NDC, even the Attorney General. They sent people to the court of public opinion.
The money for the cathedral was coming from the Minister of Finance. Are you aware?
So I'm coming.
Are you aware that the money was coming from the cathedral from the Minister of Finance? Who appointed the Minister of Finance?
No, it's my turn to
the president, right?
You should let me know that.
When the NPP parliamentarians, I'm coming. When the NPP parliamentarians in Parliament, when they went to the president, just a minute. When they went to the president and told the president that your finance minister is misbehaving, and for that matter, you should be removed. What did the president do about it? He didn't do anything, meaning that he was giving instructions the man was doing. He was getting from him.
Let's allow him in 5 seconds.
You made mention of something. When in your submission, you made mention of something that before you
5 seconds is running out.
Well, it's not running out. No, he interjected me, so at least you should give me the opportunity. You interjected. So no, it was my turn and he interjected.
That's fine.
So
go ahead.
You see, he made mention that you cannot say someone is guilty until a court of competent jurisdiction has proven the person guilty.
Yes.
You don't come to the public space and accuse people without the court proving them guilty. And that's what they've been doing.
So mention some of the names. Mention some of the names. Mention one name that the NDC General Secretary has put out the communication.
No, it's not the NDC General Secretary. The National Security man, coordinator. His case is still in court, but your Attorney General on public speaking said the man is guilty, he has done it. Meanwhile, you are not the court.
Point well made.
These things they are doing is very wrong. These are just accusations. It's not accusation. The videos is there. It's an evidence.
These are just
the videos are there. No, he did it. He even said that next week he's doing the public series. He's my respected chief lawyer.
Let's move to the next topic for the sake of time.
Okay.
We just have to zoom into the issue of government accountability series. Since we are even at the point of accountability and who is at fault and how do we even determine if somebody is doing what's right and what's wrong. We have seen the government accountability series, a new initiative under the Presidency's Communications Office. We are made to believe that this initiative is to give room for sectorial ministers to give us sectional update on whatever is happening in their various ministries. we have seen the likes of Honorable Muntaka, Honorable Buama. We've seen the Lands Minister also come through. They've all taken their turns in telling Ghanaians or giving Ghanaians updates on whatever is happening at their various sectors. We'll zoom straight into that so that you let us know what you think about it. But I'm going to start from you. Okay. Others believe that this initiative is not new, as claimed by the incumbent. Do you agree with them?
Yeah, it's
and what are your reasons?
Yeah, it's true that this initiative is not new. Chief A will attest to the fact that I can pull a videos of this initiative that they were doing at the Ministry of Information. Government appointees were going there to give a brief about what is happening in their agencies. It was happening. This one, there's an evidence to that. It's just that they have a name for what they are doing, and the name the NPP was using was different. So no, it's good. It's something that I will not sit here and say it's not good. When we give people the opportunity to serve, they should be accountable to the Ghanaian people. So at the end of the day, you should come and account to us what is happening in your organization or your institution. So I don't see anything wrong with that, but it's not something new that it has not happened before. It is something that has happened before, and they are also continuing it, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But they shouldn't create the impression that it is something new they are doing and it has not been done before. Yeah, that's
your take on this.
You see, when we lost the election, one of the reasons why we lost the election was that we couldn't communicate to the Ghanaian public about the works that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama did in his first term. And that was one of the major reasons why we lost that election.
Okay.
And you can only communicate through the people that you have assigned them to do the job.
Okay.
If you give a road construction to a contractor, and you want somebody to come and explain how that road was done, it is only the contractor who can best explain it to the best of our knowledge. You know, it used to be meet the press with the president. You remember?
Yeah.
It used to be meet the press with the president. That was where we got the famous Apia Stadium and co. You know, and then as time goes on, definitely to change face. But I can tell you that this is a hybrid aspect of it. And you can see that the Honorable Felix is delivering it to the topmost.
Well, on that same trajectory, I think that let's commend the incumbent for continuing such a policy from the previous government.
No, but you agree with me. The president said that he has come to continue what is good.
Okay.
You understand? He has come to continue what is good, to build upon what is good for the Ghanaian people. So anything that is good from the previous government, definitely we'll build upon it. You understand? And it is good that you as a minister, you come and account to the people. Wherever that the media thinks that it is not going well, they can hold you responsible and expose you to the president. For the president to see that, Ofobi is not doing his work very well. And for that matter, he's lying in his ministry. ABCD is going on there. And for that matter, the president will take a critical look at your ministry, whether indeed what the media is saying is true. Because it is only the media that can preach the work of the government to the country. I mean, me here, I can only talk to one or two people. But I mean, how far this media goes, it's only God knows. There are people from the other side of the world that is even listening, that is watching this show. And by what we preach here, they will get to believe that indeed the government is working or the government is not working. But I can tell you that, look, we as NDC, our focus is to put measures and procedures that will favor the Ghanaian businessman. And we'll do that, we'll preach that through Meet the Press, through that program.
Accountability series.
Yes, for the Ghanaian people to understand what the John Dramani Mahama administration is doing for the people of Ghana. And I can assure you, I mean, by the time we get to year 2, nobody will even think of NPP in this country. I'm telling you, we can assure you.
I see.
They have the good road they should enjoy.
That's fine.
It's a good road.
I would want us to quickly just slightly delve into some of the things that we had the defense minister talk about when he took his stand. He mentioned plans from government to invest about $1 billion
yes.
into the security sector for tools and apparatus to be used just to modernize our military. Government is trying to reduce its spending, and now we have the defense minister telling us that they would want to invest another $1 billion. Where are we going to get the money from?
Do you know one of the reasons why there's so much let's say insecurity system in Nigeria and in South Africa is because the security is not well taken care of. You see, if you have a house, you're a rich man, you have a house, you build a house, your children are inside, they are enjoying. You have a watchman who sits at the gate, it's raining, it's shining, he sits there. What the watchman eats, it's the leftover from your children. Do you think the watchman will be prepared enough to lay his or her life down for you?
Certainly not.
And that is the kind of idea the John Dramani Mama wants to take out from the military. You see, the military and the security sector in general have always complained. And if you go to the barracks, I mean, it's a shocking. The accommodation, I mean, other things. You go to other countries, why are young men running to US and UK? Military. I mean, for work there, even common security work there. Our young men are running out of there to those places. Once we have the military who can accommodate these people, if there are better conditions for them. And you know, you cannot protect somebody when you yourself you are not well equipped. We have oil, you understand. Now we are trying to protect our gold reserve and other things. Look, look at what is happening in neighboring Togo now. Look at what happened in Burkina Faso. Yeah. Look at what happened in Ivory Coast. We need to protect our borders very well. And we can only do that if we equip our military. And we can't do that without modern equipment. Now it's about modern equipment. It's not about those old AK. The policeman, by the time the policeman hit it to shoot, the armed robber has released like 10 shots.
That is fair. That is fair. He also made mention of recruiting over 10,000 personnel.
Yeah.
You know, the youth in this country have always been battered when it comes to job. Your government made mention of a 24-hour economy. Yeah. We are tempted to look at how best this will be situated in that 24-hour economy idea.
You see, that's another thing that people need to understand is that if a hospital needs to run 24 hours, if a restaurant needs to run 24 hours, that restaurant will need security. You remember some years ago, filling stations used to be the attacking point. Every small thing you hear that the armed robbers have attacked this filling station. There are videos to it. Look, would you agree with me that if there were adequate security with adequate weapons, those things would happen? It won't happen. So 24-hour economy cannot happen if there's no adequate security in place. And we need to tackle that first. In Africa, the one thing that we always make mistake is that we don't actually look at the foundation of whatever policies that we want to implement. We turn out to just go and do the outdooring ceremony, the sword cutting, the beautiful aspect of it. But the work itself, we tend to neglect it. But you see, this administration wants to focus on the work itself. If we are able to get the security in place, the police well equipped. Look, we can sit outside there and do this interview at midnight, and nobody will come and tell us that give me your phone or pick this any of these cameras away. So we should, commend government on that.
That is well appreciated.
It's a good expenditure.
That's fine. Let me
we just have to keep people on their toes so that it doesn't end up like others.
The other one.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back to you on that. Daniel, let me quickly take your thoughts. What are the shortcomings, the shortfalls you have seen on this government accountability series so far, and what would be your take on it?
Okay, I'll first like to comment on the security aspect he made mention of. You know, if you have experienced war before, you appreciate peace. So, I'm in support of any way government wants to go in support of in support of his security system, because we cannot afford to also lose our security and our peace to that of Burkina Faso and other countries we are.
Sure.
So I will support government in any initiative he wants to do to equip our security services. Because at the end of the day, they are in to protect all of us. But just that the money they are quoting, we pray that it will be invested at the rightful places. Because when we talk of security accommodation and security apparatus, those that they use to work, one government that you can now leave out is a Akufo-Addo government. And every Ghanaian will attest to it that Akufo-Addo government, when it comes to security accommodation.
Yeah, so I think you have one along the stretch of the
Western visibility,
Western region. Yeah.
these motors, you see the police with motors going around, all those things were initiative Akufo-Addo brought forth. And I think, we should put politics aside when it gets to security issues, because when it comes, it doesn't know MPP, doesn't know NDC. It will affect all of us. Okay. So when it comes to security, I'm very measured on those issues, because at the end of the day, they are protecting all of us. So we pray that whatever they are doing, the investment they are doing in the security aspects, it will go well to benefit us. But on the accountability series issue, they should. I want to tell Chief A to tell his people, we are begging them, they should relax on putting people on court of public opinion before any court prove them guilty. Because when you look at the accountability series, sometimes when they come out, they label people to be corrupt, armed robbers. Meanwhile, you see, he made mention that some of the issues, investigation is still ongoing. Until the end of court prediction, you cannot say someone is guilty.
Let me, because you've started on that charge, let me give you the opportunity to wrap up by letting us know what other things can be done to make it a more better decision, a more better idea of accountability.
Okay, so I think that it is good that we account to the people when we are entrusted with a responsibility in every organization. Certainly. So when you come, you should be truthful to the Ghanaian people. Let them know what you have done, where you picked it from, where you've been able to get into, and where you intend to go. That is fair enough. But when we come, we should be measured on putting people out for court of public opinion to demonize people. Meanwhile, court has not proven them guilty. So, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to account to our people. It's That's very fine. Good. But in doing that, we shouldn't demonize people.
You see, you cannot explain. I cannot explain to you without giving you reasons why I'm telling you something. Okay, if a minister takes the podium to explain, account for whatever that he or she took from the previous administration, and there are some malpractice that he or she identify.
The minister I want to correct him on that. The minister cannot label someone criminal. So he should know. As a minister, you cannot just label allegation on somebody without a cause.
We are closing now.
No, it's not. We are closing. But I want you to correct that assertion. I want you to understand.
So I'll correct it for you.
No minister has the right to do that.
He has said he will correct it for you. Okay. So let's allow him.
I'll correct it. No minister, as far as I'm concerned, no minister have come out to mention anybody's name that this person has embezzled money in my ministry.
Sure.
What they will say is that, okay, we've come to meet A, B, C, D, which we thought it would have been this, but it's not that. But we are still going into it to see where is the shortfall. Maybe, we'll find the adjustment somewhere. Like the finance minister said that, when we're in opposition, what he was thinking about the IMF deal is not what he met in office when he took over in office. And he was surprised of what he saw in office. You understand? So if he says some of these things, that doesn't mean that, he's incriminating the finance minister. No. The finance minister himself might not even be the focus points or the corporate of that whatever he's talking about, but it might be somebody else. But as long as you are the overseer of that institution, definitely everything will boil down to your gate. You understand?
So,
but
Chief, well said. Sorry that I had to cut you. Well said. I would want you to wrap up briefly by letting us know how best this is going to translate tangibly to accountability. Is it not just? It's not just something to cover up.
This is not just a film that we are watching. Okay, this is something that will help the Ghanaian people, and I say that with confidence because you and I will get to know what is actually happening in my district.
Okay.
And as I said earlier on, it's not only Ghanaians who are watching it. The president himself is watching it, and as he goes round. As the president goes around, whatever a minister will say about a region that is not so, the president will be told. You saw the rousing welcome that he had in Kumasi. It has never happened in the history of NDC for an NDC president. For an NDC president to get such a welcome in the region. So all we are saying is that we are pleading with Ghanaians to have the patience with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his team. We will make sure that the president and his team will do their best to satisfy the needs of Ghanaians with the trust that is being given. Every single penny that is gone to where it's not supposed to be, we'll make sure that we'll chase for it and we'll put it.
With those of you give
we'll also make sure, the president will also make sure that good healthcare is gone throughout the country. Education, as you can see, the education minister, what he's doing, in fact, very marvelous work. Mama Care is coming to stay, and we'll make sure that people will benefit through Mama Care. You are aware, the city in Apiki it's not just a say, but seed in Apiki and maybe a seed in Apiki, nobody can catch it.
See the slogan,
you know. That is fine, Danny. That is fine. We're out of time, so we may have to wrap up. This has been the National Agenda, brought to you right inside Core Media Studios and powered by NK Salem Creative Hub. We'll come back your way next time with more pressing national issues. So stay with us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. We're out.